If you run a home service business, then you probably get a bazillion of those texts, emails, and cold calls of people saying,
I can help you scale your company. I help people bring from X to X. I have helped this person do this, this, and this.
And you just get bombarded every single day with people trying to sell you leads, take you on as a partner, and help you market. But the truth is that a lot of marketing agencies out there suck. And this is coming from somebody who owns an agency. There is a lot of bad out there in the agency space. And in this video, I'm going to go over why a lot of those suck and actually how to pick the right one. Now, the first reason why most agencies suck is just because of a lack of experience. Is somebody who thought that an agency would be a great way to make money and a great way to start a business. And don't get me wrong, I think that it is. But it's just that they don't have the experience and the proven results in order to actually do and fulfill what they are saying and what they are trying to sell you. And the truth is that without that experience to guide you and guide your business, it's going to be really hard for them to provide you with good results. They don't have experience making websites if they're selling websites. They're probably going to be outsourcing a lot of what they do, so that they don't even have the experience to know if that subcontractor that they're using is doing a good job. And they just don't know. There's just not experience. It's pretty simple. Next up is that they lack specific industry expertise. If you own a roofing company, you want to work with an agency that has worked with roofers and has a proven results track with roofers. If you work with painting companies like we do, you want to work with somebody who has a proven record with that type of business. Because truthfully, all businesses are different. How you market a salon versus an online store versus a grocery store versus a real estate agent, it's all different. And there are certain unique tricks and tips and industry knowledge that is going to help them to do better for you. So if you see somebody and you're interviewing an agency and they've done work for a salon, they've done work for a real estate agent, and you're a roofing company, then you should probably think about working with somebody who has experience in your industry, because that's going to make or break that marketing. Next up on why most agencies suck, it's that there is a low barrier to entry. Truthfully, a lot of people in this industry are here because they bought a course or watched one too many Eman Gadget videos, and now they own a marketing agency. And don't get me wrong, I think that these courses and this training on marketing is phenomenal. It's great. I go through a lot of it myself to make sure that I'm sharp in the industry. But because there's not a huge investment required, you don't need to buy buildings, you don't need to buy machinery or trucks or anything like that to start this. Because of a low barrier to entry, it kind of means that there are some weirdos in this industry, and there's some people who don't do the best work because of that low barrier. Next up is going to be a lack of proven results and a lack of testimonials. You want the agency that you're going to be partnered with to be able to show you, hey, this is a case study of a client that we've worked with and we're continuing to work with, and this is how we brought them from X to X. If they are selling websites, if they're going to do a website for you, you want to look at other websites that they have built to make sure that they actually know what they're doing and you like the products. If they're an ads agency, you want to look at some of the Facebook ads and some of the results that they've gotten for their clients because of that. And you also want to try your best to make sure that that is industry specific. Now, if you're looking to get a website, that person doesn't necessarily need to have worked with your specific industry. For example, if you have a painting company and they have a bunch of roofing websites, for the most part, it's pretty similar. However, it should be at least in the same ballpark. Another big red flag that I see and I want you to look out for is a lack of clear expectations. You don't want an agency that is going to completely overpromise and promise you the world and then not deliver on anything. They want to have a good agency should have a clear, honest, and open communication with you. And they should say, this is our responsibility and this is your responsibility. These are the numbers that we need to hit and these are the numbers that you need to hit. For example, whenever we sign on a new client, I have a conversation with them and I say, hey, listen, this is what we're going to take care of for you. We're going to generate all the leads and we're going to book those leads into appointments. We want to hit this number and we want to hit this number. But your sales team still needs to be on point in order to actually close those deals. We can't close the deals for you. We can only do our best to set you up for success. So for example, if we're generating the leads and we're booking those estimates and they're not closing deals, then that means usually there's a sales problem. And that's okay. That can be fixed. However, it's important to have clear, open communication in order to actually get through that. You don't want somebody that's going to guarantee you, I guarantee you $100,000 in the first month when there's nothing to back that up and they overpromise. Because realistically, there are so many factors here. There's the market, there's the seasonality, there's your responsibility, and just everything that goes into it. Next up is going to be you want to watch out for somebody that has a lack of fast communication. You want to work with an agency that gets back to you within 24 hours on business days. If you work with somebody and they don't get back to you that week or within a couple days, realistically, it should be like 24-hour response time minimum. And a lot of agencies out there, guys, you would be shocked at how many agencies out there just don't respond fast. I get on calls with clients where they say, yeah, I had a meeting with them and they didn't show up, or they get back to me 2 weeks later on my emails. Sometimes they never get back to me. That is insane. If somebody is not responding to you in at least a somewhat timely manner, like 1 or 2 days max, then you should probably be with somebody else. Now listen, if it's Christmas morning, you can't expect them to respond to you right away. And there can be time zone differences and stuff like that. However, you want somebody that's going to respond to you at least relatively quickly because this stuff is important. So pay attention to their speediness and their response times. And in general, a lot of agencies suck because they don't run a tight ship internally. Maybe they are running paid ads and they don't actually understand them, so they outsource to them somewhere else. You want to work with a partner who is detail-oriented and diligent about watching your accounts and making sure that things get done right. The little details matter. And unfortunately, a lot of agencies are sloppy and they don't run a tight ship. Now, even though there are a lot of bad apples out there in the marketing agency space, I think that having a marketing agency can be one of the most beneficial things that you do for your business if you're ready and if you're willing to scale. So there are a couple of things that you need to look for when picking an agency partner. Now, number one is you need to get super clear on what you're actually looking for. Are you looking for somebody to run your paid ads? Are you looking for somebody to create a new website? Are you looking for somebody to do SEO? Chances are that agency is going to have sort of a specialty. Okay, something that they're really good at, something that they really can do. For us, it's Facebook ads for painting contractors. That's like our cream of the crop, with our appointment setting service. That's what we've mastered. That's what we're phenomenal at. But we're not really that good at websites. If we ever get an agency or a client that says, hey, I need a new website, we have a partner that we recommend that we know and trust. Like, I won't build a website. You guys don't want me building your website. So you want to get super clear on what you're actually looking for. Do you want this? Do you want that? And find somebody who actually specializes in that thing that you're looking for. If you want a new website, then find somebody who specializes in websites for home service companies. Now, the next thing to look for is you want to look for somebody who is specialized in your industry. There are so many different variables out there in the home service industry. If you have an HVAC company, you want to work with an agency who is really good at helping HVAC clients. And they have a whole list of HVAC clients that they can pull from and that they can use to help you get better. If they have one roofer, one HVAC person, one electrician, one painter, then it's really hard for them to get really good at that specific thing. And granted, some things are unanimous across the industry. Like, for the most part, there needs to be a lead that comes in, there needs to be some sort of an estimate, and then that estimate needs to close. That's pretty much, synonymous across the whole home service industry. But there's a lot of niche things that you need to pay attention to, and they need to pay attention to, that if they don't have any kind of specialty in your industry, it might be worthwhile picking somebody else. Next up is going to be to check the reviews, the testimonials, and the case studies. If somebody's done this for 10 other people in your industry, then chances are there's a pretty high likelihood that they can also do that for you as well. Now, nothing is ever guaranteed when it comes to marketing. There are so many factors involved. But if they have a really good proven track record, that helps you know that you're working with somebody and you're in good hands. Next up is going to be to check for clear expectations and not over promising. You don't want to work with an agency who is going to talk about this incredible thing that you're going to get and over promise and say, hey, listen, this is going to be phenomenal in the first week. You're going to make 200 grand and, so on and so on and so on. You want to work with somebody who's very clear about expectations. Now, you want to get excited. This is an awesome, cool new thing that you're doing for your business, and it can absolutely take you to the next level. Like, that is no joke. An agency can absolutely help you scale. But you just want to be clear about what those expectations are, and you want somebody who's going to have that honest conversation with you and not promise the world and underdeliver. Now, lastly is you want to check with your agency that you're interviewing for a clear set of responsibilities between them and between you. Usually, they should have some sort of package that says, hey, we do this, this, and this, and you will need to do this and this. When there's confusion, there becomes mismanaged expectations, and then nobody's happy. But if you guys can get on the same page about, hey, this is my responsibility, hey, this is your responsibility, cool, awesome. Then that helps to make sure that you guys are set off on the right foot. So if you are a painting contractor and you own a painting company and you fit our qualifications and you'd like to learn how to scale your painting company, a little bit about how we can do that for you, then click the link below and go to our landing page where you can learn more, take a look at some of our results and some of our testimonials here. There's a lot of bad in the marketing agency world, but there's also a lot of good that can come with it. And I might be biased, but I think that we are pretty cool if you are looking at hiring somebody. So click the link below and book a discovery call with me so we can get started.